Hello everybody, welcome to chapter 6.2 part 1, Rational and Irrational Numbers. In example 1, we're going to show how to add 1/2 plus 1/3 using egg cartons. Hint, think of how you can use the fact that there are 12 eggs in a carton to give a common denominator. So let us go over to the whiteboard and use the egg cartons to show how this is done. 1/2 plus 1/3 using an egg carton. So I'm going to start out with 2 egg cartons. I have 2 egg cartons, one here and one here. And I'm going to look at this carton and take out half of my eggs. So I'll remove half of my eggs because that's half of an egg carton. And since there were 12 eggs originally, half a carton is 6 eggs. And then for 1/3, I'm going to go back. Remember, we had 2/3 of our eggs before, but now I'm going to take out 2/3. And here I'm left with 4 eggs or 1/3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate all my eggs in one egg carton. So here I took out that 1/3 and I added it to my 1/2 to fill up my egg carton here. So it count how many eggs do I have now. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 eggs. But it's in an egg carton with 12 slots. So my denominator is 12 for the total number of slots in my egg carton, and then my numerator or top number is 10 for the total number of eggs that it's filling up. Now I want to reduce this, and in order to reduce this, well, I see that 2 goes into both of these, and 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 2 goes into 12 6 times, and that's my final answer. So that is how I would add 1/2 plus 1/3 will give me 5/6, and that's adding using egg cartons. Reviewing what we just did on the whiteboard, to show 1/2 we shade a circle 1 out of 2 parts. This is the same as 6 eggs out of 12. And here we break it in half, and here are the 6 eggs, or half of a carton. To show 1/3, circle 1 out of 3 parts. Notice that this is the same as 4 eggs out of 12, or 4/12. So here we break it up into 3 parts, and we circle 1/3, and that's 4 eggs out of a whole carton of 12. Thus we have 1/2 plus 1/3 is equal to 6/12 plus 4/12, and that is equal to 10/12. When we model 1/2 plus 1/3 using hexagons, we use the lower common denominator of 6. But when we model 1/2 plus 1/3 using egg cartons, we use a slightly higher common denominator of 12 because there are 12 eggs in a carton, and this reduces to 5/6. In example number 2, we're asked to show how we could add 3/4 plus 1/2 using egg cartons, and show how this gives us an answer of more than one whole. So let us go over to the whiteboard and work this out using our egg cartons.
In example number 2, we're asked to add 3/4 plus 1/2. And we're asked to do this again using egg cartons. So we have to look at it. We're going to start out with 2 egg cartons and see how much, and do the same thing we did before. Now, in order to get 3/4, we have to take our first egg carton, and we're going to divide our first egg carton into 4 pieces. And we're going to take out 1/4. So here, so this is a 4th, this is a 4th, this is a 4th, this is a 4th. So each 4th consists of 3 eggs. So I'm going to take out a 4th from one of my egg cartons. So there's my, so I'm left with 3/4 filled, and then 1/4 is empty. Now I'm going to take my other egg carton, because I'm going to add that together, and I'm going to take my other egg carton and I'm going to take out 6 of them, because that's half of a carton, until I'm left with half of a carton filled. So now I have 3/4 of an egg carton filled, and I have 1/2 of an egg carton filled. So now what I want to do is fill up as much as I can, because I'm adding it together. So I'm going to take some eggs from here and fill up my whole carton here. So I have 1 full egg carton. So that will give me equal to 1. And then the ones that are left over, I put into this egg carton. And I'll put it like this. So there's my filled egg carton. I'll put it aside, and I'll write 1 for my full egg carton. And now I have only 3 eggs in this carton, so that leaves me with 3/12. And then I can reduce 3/12, and that is equal to 1, because 3 goes into 3 1 time, and 3 goes into 12 4 times, and that gives me 1/4, 1/4, so I have 1 whole egg carton filled, and only 1/4 of my second egg carton filled. So again, I have my first egg carton now is all filled with eggs, so I have a full dozen, and then my second egg carton is only filled 1/4 filled with eggs.
Reviewing what we just did on the whiteboard, to show 3/4, circle 3 parts out of 4 parts. Notice that this is the same as 9 eggs out of 12, or 9/12. So here we do that. We break it into fourths, and here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. For the other egg carton, we break that one in half. As we saw previously, 1/2 is the same as 6/12, because we have 12 eggs in an egg carton, and half a carton is 6/12. Now we can add 3/4 plus 1/2, and that is equal to 9/12 plus 6/12, which is equal to 15/12. Our answer is 15 out of 12 eggs, which is more than 1 whole of a carton of eggs, since a carton of eggs is 12 eggs. So therefore we have 12 eggs with 3 eggs left over in the next carton. So here's one whole, and here are the 3 eggs left over. Thus, 15 over 12 is equal to 1 for the 1 whole carton and 3 over 12 for the eggs left over. And if we simplify this, we see that it's equal to 1 1/4 of a carton. This GIF is about counting cartons, and you can find out more about this on the link that is indicated here, which is also on your PowerPoint and your notes. Another way to model fraction multiplication is to use repeated addition. When we multiply 2 times 3.5, we can show this as 2 rows of 3 stars, so we can model 2 times 3.5 in a similar way. Show why 2 times 3.5 is equal to 7 using repeated addition. So this is what we're going to do in example number 3. So let us go over to the whiteboard and work this one out.
In example number 3, we're going to show how multiplication is a form of repeated addition. So we're going to look at the situation of 2 times 3.5. And in this case, we're going to use a similar analogy as our eggs, and we're going to make stars. So I'm going to go 3.5 stars. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I call this one, there's half of the star. And then I do 3.5 stars again. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to draw half a star. And there's my half a star. So I have 2 rows here. They're the same thing. And it's 2 times. So here I have 2, 1 row, 2 rows, and each of the rows has 3.5 stars. So that means if I add up my stars, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 halves make 7, so that means I end up with a total of 7 whole stars. So these 3 are whole stars, but when I put these 2 together, I will get a whole star that'll make 7.
Returning to this PowerPoint, we have 2 rows of 3.5 stars, 3.5 stars in each row, and that means 2 times 3.5 is equal to 7. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be well, take care, and goodbye for now.